Greetings everyone, I am RSV. As you can probably hear by my voice, I am fairly excited. As of the 15th, the Ancient Enemies dropped and along did true weapon progression in the Kaizaar series. The Kaizaar series has 671 base attack power at plus 50, and the potential for gives 17% potency, 10% critical rate, minus 10% PP consumption, and 20% photon blast gauge increase. I am not too sure if the series is stronger than the Rug series just yet, however, this gives us a really obtainable goal to progress toward. The weapon series requires that you have a Rocks weapon series of the weapon that you are choosing, 150 Blizzardium, which can now be obtained by exchanging Monolite through to Tetrasite, and of each per Blizzardium. It requires 20 Icicle Cubes, which you get 2 of per Ancient kill, meaning that you need to kill 30 Ancients to get 1 weapon, and on top of this you need 900 Icicle Orbs. And I did light farming last week, getting 2 characters level 60, and still managed to accumulate about 90 of them, so I think this is very achievable. My only gripe with this vendor is that Icicle Orbs are also required to grab the Decold Augments, and the amount that you need is fairly absurd, especially if you're trying to collect 40 of them for your enhancing through the vendor. You would require upwards of 4,000 Icicle Orbs to do this, but maybe this is fairly obtainable, I do not know. But I'm really pleased with this vendor. The vendor is really strong and is a really good addition to the game, and I am finally happy that it is in the game. On top of this, the vendor supplies Ice Resist, however I do recommend just using Decolds for it, as you'll likely be farming Rayjord in a group of 32 anyway, so you may as well just take the hit and the damage for your set and just use that set to kill the ancient enemies. Of course, you do want more damage to kill it faster in the future, but that's how progression goes. Speaking about ancient enemies, however, I do find them a bit underwhelming. They are basically just massive meat shields that have one new interesting mechanic, which is they have an area effect bubble that explodes after a duration. And while I do think that this is a much needed mechanic in NGS, some field affecting ability, I feel like it is a little bit underwhelming and that the bosses are just copy and paste enemies of previous enemies. No, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, however it does mean that these enemies will get scaled pretty fast. Thankfully, for a fully multi-weaponed weapon, you only need to kill them 60 times, as you do get 2 Icicle Cubes per them, which I think is decent. It means that you can get to your Abyss without issue. And while I do think that Rugged is potentially stronger than this series, I'll have to do the math on it later, Kaizaar is a strong meta contender because it is just way more obtainable than the Rug series. And again, I can't stress enough how happy I am to finally have true weapon progression in the game. Otherwise, I've been RSV. I hope you're as excited as I am, and I hope to see you out in the field. But I will see you next time.